is wonderful. Your first time on Confessions.
Yes.
And the only woman in the hot seat. But truly, she would not be the only woman. We'll be reaching out to our security analyst. You know that on Confessions, you're always speaking to the right issues with the right people. So we'll be having a security analyst joining the conversation as we go on here. But my lady, you are welcome.
Thank you, Miss Nancy.
My lady, you heard the confession of the young man.
Yes, that's very saddening.
Very.
Yeah, and from a psychologist's point of view, he is battled with post-traumatic stress disorder. That means he has taken part in a threatening traumatic event.
Yes.
And when someone engages in this event, it leaves memory in their body, in their soul, in their mind. So the healing process takes long. And for the healing process, he would have to go through what we call cognitive behavioral therapy to reframe his thoughts, and then what we call EMDR. So the EMDR method kind of like separates the soul from the event.
Okay.
So by that doing, you would help the client to be able to see himself before the event.
Yes.
Because after the event, they become numb to their feelings and their whole self-esteem is changed, right? Now, he's also going through depression, unresolved guilt and shame, right? So for someone like him, unresolved guilt and shame is the same as a heartbreak. Like when you put your trust, because he's like very enthusiastic about politics, and at the end of the day, he's disappointed. And such unresolved guilt is just the same as someone going through a heartbreak.
So the person who caused the pain, the death of another, actually does not live free after.
No.
They go through a lot themselves too.
They do, because see, the wholeness of a human being is mental health. The way you think. The
wholeness of a human being is mental health.
Yeah.
So if you are not sane here, nothing else works.
Yes. So it affects his social, mental, psychological, and emotional health.
There is a trending story, a very unfortunate story where a very young man had an accident. He's not supposed to be driving. He drove and had an accident that has claimed the lives of two beautiful young girls who had a great, life ahead of them. For the one who has caused this, God rest the souls of these beautiful young ones. But the one who has caused this, he actually doesn't go free, does he? No,
he doesn't. Like I said, he was present in the traumatic act. So the body keeps the score. So those who have passed, it's more like, I don't know how to say it, but
after death there is no pain.
Yeah, after death there's no pain, but the person who lives with the event will never be the same. Will never be the same, because first of all, he's a teenage. Right? And his environment will keep on reminding him, because Ghanaians are very unforgiving.
We are we usually are unforgiving. And in this situation, it sort of makes sense. But it's important that we also understand that some people make mistakes that would cost the lives of other people. But truly, they don't live free after that.
And so he even has to be on a psychological watch, because he may contemplate suicide. Because first of all, it's a disgrace to his household, his friends, his loved ones. It's more of a disappointment. Like maybe he might be thinking, what even led me to do this? Right? And 2 lives have been lost. So there's no way he would be typical of himself. He may look at himself in the mirror, may never be the same, no amount of materialistic stuff, because the soul has been tempered. Right? So he will never be the same. And that's why such people take series of therapy. Therapy, love, supportive environment. You don't have to be hard on them. Like tell them it's normal. That is a layman's language. Telling someone it's normal, get over it. But a psychologist like me, no. even in spiritualism, people go through processes for rituals. Like you have to take them from one step to the other to get to love themselves again. Then there would be a sense of purpose. When there's a sense of purpose, there would be an acceptance and connection back to life.
This is very informative. And my lady, I need to ask you this as well. So what goes into the minds of the youth? We are in a typical season.
Yes.
That a boy would pick up a stone, a cutlass, a stick, and says, I'm going to fight for somebody. Sometimes even the people they are fighting for, they don't even know where they live.
Yes, yes.
They are not family members. They don't know them by name. They've never greeted them.
Yes.
What causes this kind of passions? Are people just ready to cause mayhem and they hide behind political parties, or it is people's characteristics? I just want to understand the psychology behind dressing up to go and hurt and cause mayhem.
So first of all, there's the external environment. Okay, people learn by social learning, what they see, what they are motivated. And you know, now the driving force is the Gen Z, the youth.
Yes.
They come with the energy, right? So if that is the environment they find themselves, because you and I, Miss Nancy, now.
Soft life queen, we love ourselves.
And then second factor is it's intrinsic, right? When people do not have a purpose or meaning to life, right? They hang on to delusions, right? They call it the delusion.
Things that makes them feel relevant, seen, acknowledged, even if it's negative.
Exactly. So that's just the whole thing.
A purposeless life.
Purposeless life. And some also per se have the sense that if I'm seen, I could be just like the gentleman. If I'm seen doing the act, then I could per se get a job.
Oh, okay. So for them, as much as to whom much is given, much is expected.
Yes. And it shouldn't have to be so, but that is the political system now, because it is every Ghanaian right to own a job or to have a job after school. So it doesn't have to be you getting into risky behaviors.
You don't need
to get a job.
Risk your life and that of other people.
Yes. So when we come down into governance legislature, our governance is failing us.
It is.
You say. And it also, sorry to say, but it boils down to the mental health of the people in governance.
Oh, right now, the sense of the priests are running down, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So mental health issues is actually from the top down.
From the top.
When you watch TV and how some of our politicians behave, the energies they give whilst they are talking, can we critically analyze their characteristics?
Okay, so for example, values.
Yeah.
Personal values, personal goals, right? If someone really has a healthy mental health, it will be seen in the environment, right? But those in government, like, it's so reflective, we can't lie, we can't defend them.
No, we cannot.
It's so clear, right? Because if I have a healthy mental state, I would expect that this whole environment is perceived through I, the leader. So I'm the reflection of this environment.
The people we vote into power are a reflection of who we are. Do not go away. Confessions will be right back. Characteristics that we're talking about: election violence and leadership and things that incite. You watch television every day, all over social media, speeches and whatnot, rallies happening, activism. What are some of the things that when you notice in a politician or a public speaker, you notice as a red flag or something that means that this person is not too healthy mentally? For
a lay person, right? Let's not go deeper into the professional aspect of it.
No.
But for a lay person, okay, let's depersonalize, like de-escalate the person.
Okay.
Their values, right? Their motivations.
Yes.
Policies and history.
Yes.
Okay, where do they come from? What's the background of and how long have they been in politics?
Yes.
What have they done?
Yes.
As a reflection of themselves, how is their hometown, where they come from? What is the public saying about them? And then when they speak, do you feel genuine? Do you feel connected to what they are saying? Do you feel home when you hear them? Or it's more of just verbosity? Okay, just grabbing words. Because with politics, they try to buy your psyche.
Yes.
With mentioning words, either they'll just mention a big word over here, try to confuse you down here, take you up there like a roller coaster.
The things they say, do they make sense to you?
They don't make sense. Is it coherent? Do you feel seen in what they are saying? Because as I sit here, I'm a reflection of where I come from.
Yes.
So when I speak from my background, the needs of my people, the consequences of politics, and the harm that my people have gone through.
Yes.
So I speak deep within me because I know what politics has done to my people.
Those speeches where you listen and you go like, it enters you.
Yes.
We don't hear them anymore.
No. Now they are just, so we call them grammarians. They just sit down,
and speak English.
Go to ChatGPT
or
OpenAI.
Please, I've got brothers in politics. They're very intelligent. They don't need ChatGPT.
Well,
some do.
Some do, because the longer the speech, right, the lesser the attention of the people.
In Akan, we say asempayetia.
Yes. Yes, it has to be short, direct, and then, like, calculated. That's it. It doesn't have to be too many. Like, I went through some people's manifesto, and this should be every Ghanaian's business. Take the manifesto, read it. You are a graduate. Like, communicate it to your parents.
Sister, they have all the letters behind their names, and yet they are not even reading the party's manifestos.
No, you have to read it. That doesn't make sense to you. Do the politics align with you? Do they include your mental health?
The policies they are programming, what they plan to bring on board, does it make sense to you?
Exactly.
How is it going to affect your life?
All of that, and the people they keep around them. Has there been violence associated with certain political party? And what are those cues of violence? Because very soon, if you've seen it, it means it's in your environment. And you will be next. Right? So those are all social learning platforms that they buy the youth.
Yes.
So your wholeness is an identification just more than a political affiliation.
So this gentleman, I want to know psychologically, what happens for someone to be able to do so much harm to another and cost them their lives? Is it a process? Is it something that goes through people, or an action? I don't know. Mentally, what gets people there, and before they know? Because from what he said, he did not intend to.
Yes.
And he was shocked that whatever it is he did ended in the loss of a life.
Okay, so I'd like to take it back, right, into anger management.
Okay.
Some people have fun with the pleasure of anger. It's excitement.
They have fun with the pleasure of anger.
Yes. Jeez. It's dopamine. Because there are some people, if they don't get angry, they can't shout at you.
Oh.
Right? If they don't get angry, they can't, hey.
I can shout when I'm happy. I can scream when I'm happy. I don't need to be angry.
Like, I'm really talking about the negative behavior. Like, break things.
Yes.
So those who can't now are infused by, drugs.
Okay.
Like whether alcohol or tramor.
Anything to make them high.
Anything to make them high, right? So when it gets to that point, now the de-escalation is so poor because birds of the same feather flock together. So the whole mindset is distraction. So that is the energy that runs that environment. When I see a snake here, I have two responses. More of a reflex response. Either to freeze, right? Or what we call the flee, to run.
Yes.
Or to fight.
Okay.
Right? So the people who are always at the battlefield, the stimuli there is to fight.
Is to fight. So they pick something trying to kill it, even though they could have run out.
Yes, it's not to run. The intent is to fight, right? So that's why in the court of law, it's normally the intent that ends up, you know, putting you in trouble.
In trouble.
The intent, how did it start? So you take through the process. Okay, you were in a meeting, right? And then one person said, hey, we need to go into this. Now, the intent is you picked a cutlass. Why did you pick a cutlass?
To intimidate. He used the word to intimidate opposition.
No, because this is where the fundamental human right is broken. So as a human being, why do you want to exert that abuse of power? Because you are not in any position to do that.
So in such an environment, what are some of the things that should not be found on us? Young men, young women, we're going to line up on the 7th of December to exercise our rights, our civil rights, to help make the decision of who rules our country. What are some of the things we cannot be found around us or seen with us?
Negative conversations. Anything that spikes up an emotion to be violent, to fight. Like, you see, democracy is very classy.
It is.
It's very classy.
Sophisticated.
Yeah, you just need to decide who you want to vote for.
That's all there is.
Vote. Okay, there's no need for...
So we start with the things we should say and not say.
Not at all.
Anything negative that will incite violence, you caused it.
Yes.
So sometimes people do not even lift a cutlass or a stone or a knife, but they use words.
Words, emotional abuse, words. Okay, they can use it to instigate. Like I said, we are not all the same. People have certain energies and emotions around them. And there's a popular saying that if you cannot beat them, you join them. And then what? Bad company corrupts good manners. So the moment you find yourself in that environment, please just disassociate.
From all opinions shared tonight, we know that we are all loving on ourselves and our lives beyond other people. Yes, we will exercise our right, but no, we are not putting our lives down, because we can only live to enjoy this world when anybody comes into power. So we are all to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Don't go out there and kill or get yourself killed. It is not worth it. The days when our fathers laid down their lives for us is over. Now we lay down our brains. Now we lay down our vote and get things done right here. So, I mean, from his confession, they went together with the intention of intimidating, and it ended up in the loss of a life. What are some of the situations that we should avoid on the day of election, before and after? Okay,
so number one, I would like to encourage self-awareness. Okay, self-awareness is within you, how you are able to control the rising emotion, right? And the rising emotion comes from, for example, anger. Some people, before they really get angry, their hands are sweaty. And their heart is racing, boom, 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 right? And then they could even hear it in their ears. Sometimes
the heart pumping,
like they'll biting their lips. Or tapping their
feet.
Like, or typing very fast, like, you see, that kind of. So the body has a warning sign. And it will tell you, every emotion has a warning sign.
Okay.
So that's why emotions are so complicated. And one thing about emotions are, they rise. And when you don't use the energy, it deflates. So when you see it rising, it's an accumulation of an energy to do something. Right? And it's just a flint decision for you to make. So those with the self-awareness will bring their minds back to reality. I am more than a political affiliation. And they will excuse themselves.
And my life is worth more than.
More than this. because I have purpose. I'm well deserving of myself. I'm meaning of myself and my family. I have future goals. There are great things about me, not this.
Yes.
Because it's my decision.
Yeah.
And you leave the environment. You would deflate it somehow, maybe by just walking around something or making a phone call to a loved one or just a friend. Before you realize it would die out.
Yes.
And you come back again, maybe stand in queue. Because you should know there are people there that day who are just planted. The Bible says they are like the weeds the weeds in our wheat or the tares in our crops. They are just there to distract.
To cause trouble.
So the self-awareness I'm telling you today is that you should be prepared for these people.
And you know, my lady, of some people that just happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes.
Sometimes they are not even part of the two factions that are trying to intimidate each other. They are just people who like matter or person.
Yes.
And instead of running away from it, they run into it. Can you talk to those people?
One thing I've noticed about a lot of Ghanaians is that our communication is poor. So people use emotions to communicate.
Okay.
Right? And it boils down to how intellectual people are in expressing themselves.
Yeah.
Right? I would say this because a lot of the men were not brought up to really express themselves. So they use the emotions to express themselves. So at the end of the day, you might be making a very interesting, delicate matter. But the thing is that they are head over heels with the emotion. They have blocked it. Okay, so nothing penetrates inside of them. It's only the emotion. So if you see the boiling emotion, the aggression, you know, the pacing out, and
run. Shouldn't you run?
Yes. Because some will come with knives, some will come with bottles, some will come with guns, some will come with piercing objects.
Some people come with nothing, but they'll find the next available thing. The chair, the stone, and before you know, one person is down.
Yes. So this is a clear difference of who you are and what they are. Right? Yeah.
We have been made to understand that it's really people that cause mayhem.
Yes.
The perpetrators of crimes can actually also be victims in the same.
Yes, victims of you know, the psychological trauma that they go through because now they are indeed, they see themselves as they act. Yes. The person is depressed, has post-traumatic stress disorder, has become stigmatized
in the society.
Almost, you know, a vegetable, can't do anything, can't keep a job, can't get a job, can't integrate back into the community. So what is he now? You've like literally reduced the person to nothingness.
This has been a very great conversation right here on TV3 with Confessions, and Ophelia Azure, a very well-resourced psychologist. You were the only lady in the hot seat and you did amazing.
Thank you.
And in wrapping up the show, I